morning, everybody. I wanted to show you this card that I made, and what I really want to showcase is this paper that is retiring in the annual catalog, and it is called Pattern Party. There's 48 sheets in here, and it's $18. It's like 37 cents a sheet. That's pretty darn cool. So I love all these patterns. Let's see if I can get it here for you so you can see some of it. But it is on the retiring list, and you get 4 sheets of each pattern, and it's 12 by 12. I mean, that is unreal. If you like paper, like I like paper, love this one, of course. It's all hearts, and then I like the striped background on the back. There's just so many pretty prints in here. But the one that I want to focus on today, oops, let me not jump through these so quick, but I love striped paper. This one is really pretty, isn't it? I love greens. And this is always nice for a background. You can even stamp on that if you want to. This one's really pretty. And this, isn't that awesome? But this one right here is the one I want to focus on. And if you notice, sometimes Stampin' Up! Does this and you don't know it until somebody else shows you. So I saw this on another demonstrator's website, and I thought I would share it with you. So this is the Stampin' Cut and Emboss embossing folder, and it's called Pretty Flowers. And it lines up with this paper. Now it takes a minute for you to find your pattern. If you're like me, I'm not very good at puzzles. But if you look at it, it lines up with this, and then you can emboss it, and it just makes it so pretty. Let me show you what I mean. So this is your paper, and you just figure out where your pattern is in here. So this one, you can tell the leaf is right down here on the bottom. So you just put it in like this, and it lines up. There it is. And then you run it through your embossing folder, and it comes out like this. Isn't that pretty? It makes it pop without adding anything to it. It makes it look like that you put extra ink on it, but it just pops the pattern up. And even if you can't find the pattern and you run it through, it's still pretty. Gives it a fun effect. But I like this. So let me show you what I do. I used the hand-pinned petals, and this is such a beautiful set. And then I cut out these two. And then you can watercolor them, or you can stamp them. And this is a new one, Hello Beautiful. It's in the mini catalog that's retiring, but it's got some fun shapes in it. I use this one right here, and if you can see, there's a pattern on the inside of the die. And then look at these, they're just so cool. I can't wait to play with more of them. The honeycomb pattern, I think, that reminds me of. It's just so pretty. But this one right here, isn't that nice? It's got that raised relief in there. It really shows up pretty. I'll show you what I mean. And then I use the happy hedgehogs because I really like the sentiment, and I like the font. It's so nice of you to be so nice. But isn't that cute? So let's put this to the side. Let me show you what I did. So let's keep this one. So this is the back side of the paper. You'll have a little bit left at the bottom, but what I did is I actually cut one of the pieces that I had so I could make it a little bit bigger. And then you use the scallop that's in the hand-pinned petals right here and cut that out. I cut a big piece, the 11-inch, and then I can tell where I want my paper to be. So I just glue it on and then cut it off. Let's see if this one works. There we go. I knew it would be. Okay, so let's put this, and this way you can line it up along the scallops. And I always try to make them the same on each end. And then I like that little stitch. Anything that's stitched, I love. So let me find my scissors. I always cover them up and then I can't find them. Do you ever find yourself doing that? Can't find your stuff? on your table. I do it all the time. I think I have too much stuff. So then just cut this, and then you have your piece for next time. Put this over here, and then just layer this. Put some more glue on it. Just figure out where you want it. And if you need to trim it up a little bit more, you can. What I do is I cut my paper down to 4 inches. And then I also cut my cardstock down to 4 inches. I mean, there's no rule that says your paper has to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It can be whatever size you want it to be. And this way you get more use out of your designer series paper because you can get 3 pieces out of it. If you cut it at 4 1/4, then it just messes up the whole dynamic. So what you want to do, put your lid on your glue so you're not like me. I really like this one. I like this pattern. So all I did is I take my water painter. I think I'm going to need some more water, but I don't color all of it in. I just, you know, you can squeeze this and get some ink. This is Pool Party. And then you can actually add a little bit to it if you want to. And then just come in the center. You can even go in the ink pad if you want to. Let me bring this up here so you can see it. And then it makes it a little bit darker. And then you can just lay down some water so that it gets that watercolor effect. I love it. Then you can come back in. You can add some more color in the center. However you like to paint. You could even stamp this with the stamp. Let's see, which one is it? So it's this one right here. If you wanted to. Let's see if we can line it up here. Just give it a little kiss, and that gives you even more color that you could play with. Like that. So then what you want to do is, I love green apple green. I think it's so pretty. Love this color. It's the same thing. Give it a little squeeze. And then just clean your water painter. Just squeeze some water into it. And just clean it out. And then pick up some green. And I always just, you know, I'm not fussy about this because I want it to have that look of just watercoloring. However you like it to be. Let's be Bob Ross. What do you see? Let's pull our color down. And then again, just clean out your painter there. And I love Calypso Coral. I think these colors just look so good together. Isn't that a beautiful, vibrant color for a flower? I love flowers. So what I did is I like to start down here at the end of the flower and lay down the darker color. And then you can come back in and fill in and just keep building your color, you know. You don't have to do it all in one fell swoop. Just play with it, have fun with it. Let's add some more here. And then just come back in when, you know, your colors pretty much gone out of your watercolor painter. And you can come back in, add some water to this so it lightens it up a bit. And then come back in and fill it in until you like the color. That one I did a little bit darker. You know, you can, all flowers aren't the same. You can make them whatever you want them to be. You don't have to be fussy about it. Just what do you see in the flower? I like it. Isn't it pretty? Love it. So then just close this up. Let's put our lid on here. These watercolor painters are awesome. Let me show them to you real quick. So they come 3 in a set, and you get, like, this is the fine tip one. This one, you know, it's a little bit thicker. And then this one is really good for background swashing, you know, if you want to just and make that background. It's really pretty for that. I just try not to get my brush tip and mess it up. So these are really nice if you like to watercolor. So let's put those back up. Move this away and see what this looks like. That's pretty. This is from an old paper pumpkin that I got. Isn't the color just, it's pretty for this. So whatever you have on hand, if the colors are, you know, that's what I love about Stampin' Up. Most of their stuff, it just works so well together. You don't have to, here is my twine. Let me show you real quick what I did. You just take a blend, and this is the pale papaya. That'd be a real pretty color together. And you just run your blend along your twine, and you can get different colors. If you have white, you can color it whatever color you want. Isn't that pretty? I love it. Put this up. See what it looks like with this. If we don't like it, we can change it. I think it might be cute. I don't know. I think it might be too heavy. I think I'm going to have to go with the twine. That is a pretty color, though. Save it for something else. Let's go for the twine here. So let's cut this off. And I like to thread it through here. I just think it's so pretty. And then you just tie it in a bow. Oops. Let's get away from me today. Isn't it pretty? And you can just make it whatever size you want. Keep playing with it a little bit. There we go. And then just make sure it's tight. Just a little bit more. I like it. Okay. So then just glue it down. Well, I'm going to wait a minute because I want to stamp this. And this, I wanted to show you. This is from that beautiful, beautiful shapes. And look how pretty that is. And then you just use the Calypso Coral to match the flower. And just stamp it. It's so cute, I think. So then you just figure out where you want it to be. If you want it to be on this side of the flower, you want it to be on the other side. I kind of like that. So just glue it. I always like to dry fit, you know, so that way you know you get it where you want it to be. Right there. And we'll just glue this down. I like it. So then you just add it to your card base. And like I said, I cut this down to 4 inches by 5.5. And just, this liquid glue is the best for embossing because it will go down into the creases where you've embossed it. And then you can just add it to your card base. Cute. I think it's so pretty. But I hope you like it. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and do that. And hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Bye.